I've never said this sentence before, but I'll say it. You were hanging in the Ukraine with Mark Hamill. Like, that's actually the case? That's actually the truth?
In Serbia, Mark Hamill and I.
Okay, Serbia, not the Ukraine. Serbia. That's where you shot the machine?
Yeah, for 3 months.
When is this coming out?
I don't know. We lock picture Friday.
Okay.
I think we wrap the movie February, so maybe June. We just been testing it. It's really fun to test a movie and see what works and what doesn't work.
Okay.
Because things that you're like, that's going to be hilarious. The best part, my favorite part of hanging out with Mark Hamill is, first of all, he's a very, very generous man. Like, he is, if you ask him any question, you know, like sometimes people, you know, Bert, tell this machine story or whatever. I'll tell it.
Yeah.
But someone like Mark Hamill, you think, you bring up Star Wars, maybe he's heard these questions a million times. He delivers it to you like he's never been asked that question.
How lovely.
He gives you everything you'd want. And then the fun stuff. Like, let me tell you what I love about Carrie Fisher or the other guy.
Harrison Ford.
My favorite part, though, is my co-lead, a female in the movie, is from Eastern Bloc, and she never saw Star Wars. And she says to me, I've never seen Star Wars. Don't bring it up. Please don't bring it up. And I go, for real? She goes, I don't want to be embarrassed. So I go, okay. So we sit down for dinner, and I go, Eva, you're a big Star Wars fan, right? And she goes, oh, yes, I love it. It's such a wonderful film, Mark. And Mark goes, oh, well, what did you like about it? And she goes,
no.
oh, you know, typical good guy, bad guy thing.
Okay.
And then I go, Eva, who's your favorite character in Star Wars? She goes, probably Chewbacca. And I go, oh, cool.
Okay, good. She's making it through right here.
Yeah. And then Mark goes to change the subject. I go, hold on, Mark. I go, Eva, can you do an impression of Chewbacca?
Oh, no.
She goes, oh, of course. Hi, I'm Chewbacca. Mark falls out. He goes, you've never seen the movie, have you? She goes, hi, I'm so sorry. Hello, I'm Chewbacca. I like to fly in a car with my tent.
Oh my God.
Oh, we had the best time. I will tell you this to anyone who ever makes a movie. Don't worry about losing weight. You know what you do?
What?
I was just fat in the movie. Yeah. I just gained more weight after the movie. Now I watch it and I'm like, I looked great. All these people are losing weight for movies. Just gain weight after the movie.
Yeah.
You're gonna think you look fantastic.
That's a great way to approach it.
Yeah, and then people go, you look healthy, Bert. And I said, I'm gaining weight for a movie. And they're like, which one? And I go, I already shot it. I just want to make sure I look good in it when I look at it. So yeah, it was a blast. Mark Hamill, I was with his wife and his daughter all the time. We all hung out. Very cool. Like, and you'd say, like, I threw house parties every night, like roughly.
Roughly.
Roughly. And I'd always extend an invitation to Mark thinking he probably won't come, right? Showed up every time. Showed up every time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's like, I am a little bit of a moron because, like, I didn't know there was a dude inside R2-D2.
Right.
There's an actual person.
Yes, right.
And then I just assumed the same with C-3PO. And he was like, no, those were people, Bert. And he goes, wait, how did you think they moved? And I was like, I don't know. I never thought about that.
With a joystick?
Yeah, and I was like, but when C-3PO was on the back of Chewbacca in Empire Strikes Back, like, and he goes, Bert, that's not a real person. We didn't cut a person in half. Like, he literally had to explain a lot of that movie to me.
What about Ewoks? Did you get on that subject with him about were there real people inside the Ewoks?
I'm not much of a listener, Rich.
I love that.
That is so funny. I like to talk about myself. You should check out Two Bears, One Cave, where Tom just listens to me rattle off for an hour every day.
Oh,
yeah, it's I'm not. I think that if you meet someone like Mark Hamill, you'd pick his brain, but I just told him about me.
How did you get him to do it?
We had a Zoom.
Because he plays your father in this.
He plays my father in this. And so we had a Zoom, and I think he was on the fence, and the first thing he said was the first thing my dad said. He goes, why do you take your shirt off on stage? And that's the first thing my dad said. He goes, why would you do that? It's the first thing my daughters, when they found out I took my shirt off, they go, you take your shirt off? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, why would you do that? And so the second he said that, I was like, he's perfect. So we're like, anything, please.
Because he's playing your father, and he uses the first thing that your father says.
He kills it.
Of course he does.
I think people are going to think this is the best movie Mark Hamill's ever done.
Well, certainly from the Eastern Bloc, they will.
I think people are going to be like, Star what? I'm more fond of him in The Machine, personally.
Oh, man.
We had this great scene where he does a thing, and I can't give away too much, but we have a moment, right? And he does it. We're doing this close up, and I just start crying. Like in real life, I just cry. He's so good right then. And then they're like, "Oh, it's such a great scene." They're like, "Flip it around. Let's get Bert's close up." And I go, "Oh," and they're like, "Can you cry again?" And I go, And they're like, "What?" And so I go to Mark. I go, "Mark, can you do the thing where you did this thing with your eyes where you like went like this a little bit, and I don't flex the underneath, and you touch my face. Can you do that?" And he goes, "You mean act?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "You want me to act so you can act?" And I went, "Kinda." And he goes, "Sure."
That's what professional actors do.
Professional actors do.
I wonder if he said that to Alec Guinness back in 1975,
Yeah, right.
you know? "Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here."